friends, and welcome to the channel. Today I have something special. We're going to talk Mego, and primarily we're going to talk Star Trek, another one of my favorite all-time television or even movie series. Well, not all of them, but some of them. You're mainly the original, but here we go. We're going to talk about one of the nemesis or the villains from the original series, which were the Klingons. The Klingons and Mego's Klingon action figures that they released back in the 1970s. And those were some of the original figures that I had, along with the Star Trek crew, such as Kirk, Spock, Dr. McCoy, Scotty. I even had Uhura and some of the other villains that came along later on. But one of the very first villains, or the first villain they issued, was the Klingon. And this is the one figure that I do have, or that I am trying to restore. Now, I was at an estate sale recently, not too long ago, and I was kind of, they had a lot of different action figures and toys and different things, and I was going through a dollar bin that they had there, and lo and behold, this was in the dollar bin, and I picked him up for $1. Here he is, the Klingon. He's missing his uniform, but this here particular figure, you can see, is vintage. It says Mego Corporation 1974. And here is what I'm going to put what this figure actually looks like in packaging and what he was supposed to be wearing. Now, let's take a closer look at his face sculpt. Here is the face sculpt for this particular action figure. And this figure, after doing some research and looking at it, the resemblance that it has, it's after Captain Koloth. Now, that particular character was played by actor William Campbell. And William Campbell is famous for playing another Star Trek nemesis or villain that came out in the series, and that was Trelane. And I'm going to insert an image here of Captain Koloth, and then I will insert a picture of Trelane, and just kind of take a look and see if you see the resemblance. I really dig this particular figure. He is in great shape. He is just missing his uniform, and I haven't decided. Now, the uniform that he came with, is from it resembles the uniform from the animated series, and not the one that came out in the television series. And those are going to be some of the figures that I will be showing here in a few minutes. But this is Captain Koloth from Mego in the 1970s. Next up, we have this figure here, this Klingon figure that was from the new version of Mego that came in. This is a fantastic Mego figure, and here we have Kang, or Captain Kang. Here he is, right here. Captain Kang. And this particular action figure is played by actor Michael and Sarah. Now, Michael and Sarah is a famous character actor from the 40s, 50s, 60s, 70s, 80s, and I believe all the way up into the 90s. He played in westerns, science fiction. He was Kane in Buck Rogers in the 25th Century, and I think he's also famous for being married to Barbara Eden of I Dream of Jeannie. But take a look at that resemblance, and I will go ahead and insert an image of Kang here, and you can see for yourself. just take a look at this. This uniform here is really, really, really the one that they used in the series, the original television series, and it is outstanding. And I'm thinking about possibly trying to find this uniform to put on that figure over there so that they all match. He does come with his disruptor, and here it is. And I will go ahead and show you real quick. You know, it's just a standard Mego articulation, and the packaging on this figure is, again, this is the 14 points of articulation, and you can see the boots that he's wearing. They're a little different. They actually go this way. You can see they are higher up in the front than they are in the back. Overall, this is a great action figure, and I will put the disruptor in his hand and stand him up right here. Here we have Kang, or Captain Kang. And just to show you, here is the packaging. There's Kang right there. And here is the front of the packaging. I just dropped him, but I will pick him up and make sure that he can stand. Put him right there. Well, let me straighten him out. Here we go. There he is. Okay. Then we will go on to the next figure. Next up, I have Kor. And Kor here is portrayed by actor John Colicos. Now, John Colicos is a well-known actor, again, another great character actor. And he's also known as playing Baltar on Battlestar Galactica. But here is Kor. And just take a look at that great face sculpt. And this one here has medals or something on his sash, as opposed to Kang, who Kang doesn't. But then, same style uniform. Now, this particular figure is on the new Mego figure, which is 26 points of articulation, as opposed to the 14 points of articulation. But this is Kor. And I will put him over here, and let me pick up the sash on Kang here, and I will show you an image of Kor. And you can tell by looking at that figure. Here he is. Just take a look at that. Here's the front of the packaging. Kor. I'm not really a fan of this style of packaging. They've gotten better, but you can see his disruptor right there. This is Kor. And finally, I have the last figure that in my collection for Klingons. And this one here, played by Michael Dorn, is Lieutenant Commander Worf from Star Trek The Next Generation. Now, this particular Worf here is wearing his Deep Space Nine uniform, but let's take a look at the face sculpt. This face sculpt is great. It's outstanding. And you'll notice that the different face sculpts, this is what the Klingons started looking like in the Star Trek The Motion Picture, as opposed to in the series when they looked like that. And if I'm not mistaken, in one of these Star Trek series, I believe it was Enterprise, it starts talking about how this particular type of Klingon and this particular type of Klingon goes through some kind of evolution when they start looking like this. But just take a look at this uniform. It is a standard Starfleet uniform. He has his sash here with medals up in the front. Now, this particular figure in the next generation was wearing this type of uniform that I will demonstrate here on LaForge, that particular style of uniform. And I may be looking, I know that the Mego Tops Worf is wearing that particular uniform, and this is the other version that they released. But this one is the Deep Space Nine Lieutenant Commander Worf. And let me go ahead and stand him up here. And there you have it, right? All four versions of the Mego Klingon action figure. Now, when the motion picture was released in the late 70s, early 80s, Mego did release a 12-inch Klingon figure that resembled this face sculpt, but he was wearing the armor type uniform that the Klingons wore in the opening scene to the motion picture. And I'll insert an image here if I can find that particular action figure or a scene from that particular movie. But I'm thinking that I want to either get this version of uniform and put it on him as opposed to the original one that he came in. What do you think? Let me know. That's all I have for today. My look at my small Mego Klingon collection. Let me know what you think. Do you have these? Do you have the Tops version? I think ZLC was offering it, but I don't know if there still are. I may have to go in there and see if they offer that figure and pick him up. I know they were offering the Tops figures for a while there, but I'm not sure anymore. And I'm going to be continuing to look for extras. And if you know of anybody that has these extras, put it down in the comments down below. Let me know. Either ways, thank you for watching. And please subscribe to my channel. Or as I would say, like, share, and subscribe to this channel. And also click on the notification bell to receive notice of future upcoming videos. So let's add to the action with Action Joe Figs.